right, hello everyone. Welcome to part two, the Q&A session for the USA East Coast Trading Group Week 4 practice. I've unmuted your microphone, so if you want to hop in and ask any question about what we've just gone over for the entries and exits, the indicative prices, and the values of the positions. Go ahead.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi, Miss Ang, is that you?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
What I was saying earlier was when you have an existing ticket and everything's going the opposite direction, if you open up that ticket and instead of bogging your mind down with the bid and the offer on the existing ticket, you could actually look at the ceiling way on the bottom and the floor and look at those numbers. And if you're looking to sell, look at the uh,
Oh, right here.
oh yeah, there it is. Right. So you you would just basically look for your 70s, 80s, 90s, 95s on the floor to sell to the right. And then you would look for the 10s, 20s, the 30s for the ceiling if you're looking to buy on a reverse. Like if you're in the middle of a trade. Right? That was my question. Is that correct?
As far as seeing if you're in the profit?
If you see the trend, if you go in with a buy, let's say, okay, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, this thing is going south. So you want to sell, you want to put. I would open that ticket and look at the floor price to make sure that I'm within the 70, 80, 90, 95, right. Below that red mark, you see where it says floor in parentheses?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And I would look at that floor price to give me a quick reference to where I'm at in regards to, whether it's worth selling or not.
You're saying that the floor price being what you've circled here in red?
No, below it, it says, right there.
I'll have to double check. I don't want to say something that I don't know 100%, or I may have seen and not taken too close notice. But I'll just say it's pretty much in this situation that we're looking at in this ticket. It's saying to us that it's 1875 from a floor of 0, so plus 100. Let's say starting 100, and it's 1050 from, let's say 90. Let's say 90. Let's say 8950. 8950 from the ceiling of 100. So like all the way down, and hardly any value left in this position. So that's what the ceiling and the floor is telling us. It's a maximum of 100 either way.
Right.
So in order to tell if our position is worthwhile getting out of, I would say look in your open positions box, like so. And this here tells you the profit and loss. See, your position value. Once this tells you how much your position is worth, that you're this much in profit, then I mean it all depends on you. If we purchase this, let's say purchase this at 67, so it's almost 70. Three of them, that would be around $210, almost a little less than that. $210, and we have the opportunity to win $151. You know, that's still pretty good, and we might just want to exit out. However, if it is significantly the trade position is significantly above the price point, the indicative is significantly above the price point. In this case, it's not, but it's still in the profit because of how many traders believe and therefore are making higher and higher offer, or rather higher and higher, lower and lower bids. You know, this price is going to go down. So even though it's not significantly, well, it is this year, it is significantly below. So it's significantly below, but in some cases it might even be slightly above and still has that profit. So it can still be out of the money when you exit it. But just because of the number of traders that are convinced that by the end of the timer or in a certain period that number this year is going to keep on dropping, then you can still get out in the profit. So that's the difference of the exchange, is that you're not bound to stay in until the expiry time. You can actually get out while the indicative is out of the money, and yet you're taking your profit during that window. So that's what I would say. To answer your question, how do we know that it's a good profit? It depends on how much profit we really want. I mean, if we want to take the full profit and just wait it out, then we can. But it depends on each person where they see their profit. Some people will be happy with, you know, a similar profit to what they got on the broker side, which is like 70%, 80% at the max. So it all depends. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Great. Let's see here. Yeah, 4-0 ceiling. Yeah, Terry is saying that the floor is always going to be 0 and the ceiling is always going to be 100. That's true. Just the side on which they appear, you know, as far as this thing here, it says ceiling 100, floor 0. I don't know, it's kind of, on this ticket it's reversed. That's because of the fact that this is a buy ticket and that's a sell ticket. So the position of this ceiling and floor, it's going to reverse depending on the type of ticket that it is. In other words, if we were to click here and it would become that sell ticket, like so, then that ceiling here is going to go there. But of course, the prices that represent the difference, let's say in this case here, the difference between the bid offer. Why doesn't it say 1875 here and then the exact difference on the other side? You know, let's say, why doesn't it have 1875 over there? Why is it 1875 here and 1050 over there? Because the difference between the buy and sell prices is called the spread. And in the exchange, there's always a difference between the prices of buy and sell. So the maximum loss, if this were reversed to a buy ticket, and we had more or less, it would be more or less this value on this side. And even if let's say your investment for the ticket, well, it would actually still change. But anyway, it's not going to switch over and then be exactly 15 on this side and exactly 985 on that side. It's not going to be like that because of the difference in the spread price. rather the spread making the difference in the prices between buy and sell. All right, any more questions about Nadex? Or how to enter and exit trades? Maybe some questions from last week and the indicators, how to set up NetStation. I like to use NetStation by NetDania because they have a lot of the lower time frames, like the 30-second time frame and so on and so forth, that sometimes can help us get a better insight on the entry. NetStation, let's see here. I think I have it here somewhere. So does anybody need help setting up NetStation or the indicators that we mentioned? One of the things I like about NetStation, which is still free, is that you can add their calendar events right to your phone. It's pretty convenient. They have like live Bloomberg television. They have the market indices right there. I've added different views to my news tab in the platform. All right, so if there are no more questions, then I'll just close this session and then we'll come back at 6 p.m. to start trading. Let's see here, the news tab. All right. All right, everyone. Okay, then, see you at 6 p.m.
Echoes. Remember last week when Mario Draghi, the head of the ECB, was speaking to the EU Parliament and he was kind of talking back on some of the things Donald Trump was proposing?